How's it going? So I was curious if you thought that maybe Stop Free Keene was putting out some sort of, you know, statement of peace or something to address that, you know, there was violence, it's not cool.
No, I'm asking both you sides to stay out of Central Square for a week.
I'm not going to not go somewhere in public, no.
No, I've asked you for the good of the community to de-escalate the tensions between the two sides.
That's very important, yes. De-escalation is important.
Just because we can do something all the time, I mean, we always do it. Sometimes we got to think of the bigger picture.
Well, what I think is important is that if people are doing something that's peaceful and they're not harming anyone else, and somebody harms them, that out of respect for what they're doing, that someone else takes up the role and says this is unacceptable, this peaceful activity will continue.
There were 2 assaults there yesterday, from what I understand, and so people are not being peaceful.
Yeah, people from Dory's store over there, friends of Dory, I guess.
Dory said someone pulled her.
That's a lie.
Well,
okay. Well, it's interesting that it came out, that version of events, far later into the evening, because there's video of people on the scene that are saying they saw not that, that they saw something unprovoked happen.
A guy got a bunch of broken bones. They had to make up a story with it to rationalize it, and that's what that is. And it's a very poor rationalization.
Yeah, there were a lot of people there that saw it, and I wasn't. I showed up late, but to me, it's like what happened Monday was unacceptable. What happened Tuesday was unacceptable, and I have approached people involved and tried to say, like, you know, this is unacceptable. Why don't we just have peace? But if people are making threats, if people are claiming support to support violence, like, I'd rather expose that. I want to document that. I want people to know about it.
well, you have a right to express yourselves, but I think, like I was with a group against the war, and we had another group that was supporting the troops with the yellow ribbons.
You know what I want to hear from you, Steve? A very loud denunciation of assaults that turn into... that should be your top priority, Steve. We're talking broken bones, a broken neck.
I do denounce it.
Right. Well, did you know that
it should be loud and clear
the person,
and unequivocal.
Right, the person who got hurt, a Stop Free Keene blog was posted calling them an ape the same day that they were hospitalized.
No, I didn't see that, but I would denounce that.
And it's unfortunate, but that's the type of thing that's normal from. I don't know if you go to the blog. I really don't go to it that often either. But Josh Erickson, who's one of the authors there, he writes terrible things about people all the time. Josh Erickson. He's always calling people names. Like calling someone an ape, calling someone a cockroach. Like, that's unproductive.
But you can't rise to every bait. You shouldn't either. You can't rise to degrading people. I understand your prides are hurt, but we got a lot of proud people, and we're having a fracas in the square, and it's hurting the city of Keene.
I think what we need is more peaceful people with cameras willing to document.
I'm all for documentation.
Yeah, because if there was more documentation, I think people wouldn't be so willing to use violence against people.
I agree.
I don't know where that comes from, the idea
I'm debating whether we should have, like the county has cameras around the 2 courthouses with signs. And I'm wondering if we should do the same in the square.
That might not be a bad idea, considering what's been going on there.
With proper warnings and with accessibility to the thing, you know?
Right?
But
I like little kids. Sorry. No, I'm wondering whether we shouldn't do this. It can be abused, like in Nelson, New Hampshire. It's been abused because people in office were using it against people apparently campaigning against them, and they also don't have warning signs.
Well, that would be specifically for audio. If they just had video surveillance, they wouldn't need that.
Oh, really? You don't need a warning sign for visual?
There's no laws restricting photography in New Hampshire except like upskirt photos and things like that, which is considered a violation of privacy.
The county farm, the county.
Yeah, like the courthouse is viewing outside, right?
Interesting. I still think it's a good idea.
I would like it if there were more photography and documentation of the square that would also be publicly accessible. I think it would be great if maybe it was a stream that people could watch on the internet and see what's going on in Central Square. That might be interesting. And it might also curtail...
I have mixed feelings because we live in a surveillance society. Part of it is the right, but this is sort of the free speech zone. I was arrested here for expressing my free speech here one time before you guys came.
Many years ago?
Yep. I think it was when Gore lost the election. We were in the square. I had a trombone and someone complained. It was 5:30 to 6, and he was up having his dinner saying I was disturbing his dinner, and the police said you have to desist. And I said I'm not going to, because he does not have the expectation of quiet over the town commons. If he wants quiet, he should live in a gated community or even a quiet community.
Especially considering, I don't know if they had that air raid siren back then. But.
So,
hey Steve, can you take your conversation down there? Okay. Thanks, bud.
So you were arrested for disorderly conduct or something of that sort?
I wouldn't stop blowing it, so they handcuffed me and they were going to take me away. And Amherst Community TV was up. Amherst, Massachusetts was up. They have we have Channel 8, and they were up for the presidential thing. What up?
How are you, man?
Where you been?
Just, I don't know, being a hermit a little bit.
Yeah, you missed a good thing. A lot of writers.
When?
The Hibbert Hall place. Anyways, we were talking about the time I got arrested in the square for blowing a trombone. Because it was during that contentious time when...
Was it like after 10 p.m. or what time was it at?
It was between 3:30 till 7:35. No.
Oh, wow.
6:30. I was going to stop at 7 as soon as the polls closed, because it was part of my get out to vote.
Yeah, you'd think that it wasn't like disturbing the peace of people trying to sleep, you know, so...
No, the noise ordinance kicks in at 10, but it was before the polls closed at 7. It was for the 3 or 4 hours. This was very stressful. If you think it's been stressful, try an election as many people think was stolen.
Yeah.
And it was a very contentious time, and people were, and I was up there, and Ted Parent defended me. They did drop charges from me, but they did hold me up. They made a big thing of it too, for the TV crew, of writing me up and then unlocking me and then handing me back my trombone. But that was at 5 minutes to 7.
What happened yesterday?
What?
I didn't have time to look, but I saw there was a bunch of cops.
Somebody got thrown into the fountain and fractured vertebrae, their leg. Yeah.
Why would somebody do that?
We're not really sure. There's an allegation that he was having a conversation with someone, according to the witnesses I've heard, and this person, they said unprovoked, shoved him into the fountain. According to one person who was standing there, she said her arm was touched or grabbed, and
this is Garrett.
I'm one of the bloggers here at Free Keene.
Over there, he's on the other side. So if you want to talk to them both, being intrepid writer that you are.
Oh, you're a writer?
One of
at the Sentinel?
No, he's a writer, a novelist, short story.
Oh.
One of my concerns was just after the violence occurred that not everyone stopped and was like, hey, that's wrong, like, we need to help this person. There was a bunch of people that were running around still pouring water on the ground and stuff.
Well, it's just the way people are. People, they're just insensitive, don't pay attention to what's going on or care. Just, I don't know. It's sad. But if you expect more, you'll be disappointed all the time.
Like what? Expect what?
So if you expect more, you're going to be disappointed almost all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if you expect people to care.